Everyone loves to ask, how do I talk to that girl or talk to that boy in that class? You build a little bit of rapport. I had a little bit of a thick skull. It's how you make friends. It's how you make business relationships. And you will never have a chance to learn how to... I'm telling you from experience. Don't do that. Don't. This might be a controversial opinion. Hello, baddies. Welcome to the show. I came ready. I came prepared with notes because this topic has been on my mind the whole entire week. I have been drowning in the nostalgia pipeline because officially I have entered adulthood, and low-key I miss parts of being in school and low-key miss aspects of that part of my life. I went down the pipeline of seeing what everyone was up to. I LinkedIn stalked people. Admittedly. I love to LinkedIn stalk once in a blue moon. Oh my god, you guys hear how LinkedIn is becoming a dating app? It has not been my experience of that, but love if they can roll something out ASAP, thanks. Genuinely, I like to think of high school as a moment where I was going through a lot of character development. I would respectively say I did not know a lot of things in high school, and what I thought I knew was what I really believed was the best way forward. I had a little bit of a thick skull, but now I'm reflecting as seeing where other people are and where I am, and being very proud of where I have ended up. I'm kind of grateful because those years shaped me into who I am today, and being proud of who I am today, I would give advice to my younger self if I was 16, 15, 18 again, because those years were really pivotal and important, and they did make a huge difference. I just think I just needed an older sister that knew what she was doing. Today's conversation on Intellectual Baddies is really about, or talking to my younger self, some things that I really wish I knew when I was in high school or even beginning of college. I want to start off with this really big one of what I think is so important to learn to do in your formative years is learn how to mingle. Now, I hate small talk. I don't want to talk about the weather with you. I don't like talking about the weather with you. I don't care about the weather. I don't even check the weather app. Go outside myself, let alone come here and have a conversation extended period of time, 15 minutes plus, about the weather. However, small talk is unfortunately a skill that we need as people all the time. You need it to mingle and build rapport with friends in high school. You need to learn to mingle when you start getting your big girl or big boy job later down the line. And unfortunately, a lot of conversations is going to be just about mundane things because that's all you can talk about. Learning how to mingle is how you start off friendships and relationships without being too much. It is a way to build rapport and build relationships in a natural and authentic way, and that is the value of small talk. And then you slowly build upon small talk. The reason why I say that the skill is really important to have during high school is because there is no other playing ground that you are ever really going to get besides high school and college to access people that are also going through as cringy stuff as you are right now. And then people will forget mostly half the stuff that even happened after graduating. And then along with that, you are never going to have an opportunity to mess up socially and recover as easily as you will be able to in high school, because these are 4 years of your life. These years will be over, and people will move on because it's not that serious. But small talk is a huge part of everyday life, and sometimes being an introvert, it's really hard to be able to do that. Or even if you're a little bit reserved when talking to people, it's difficult because you have to unfortunately be the person that starts the conversation in a lot of situations. And I wish I knew that sooner. I struggled quite a bit making friends, and even though I was not an unfriendly person, people might have viewed that because of my silence and because of my reserved nature in the beginning, because I am very much the person that if you come and talk to me, I will be the nicest person ever. But having the courage to come and talk to other people, it was hard for me in high school, and I didn't understand how to mingle with people. I kind of just fell into different groups and things like that, and that was kind of it. But what is really important is to essentially step out of your comfort zone and be able to have a conversation with the person next to you, that's sitting next to you, that's your partner in a gym like situation. Or if you're struggling in class and there's someone in the class that is really smart and able to help you, it behooves you to go up to them and start a conversation. And I feel like this is dying out a lot, being able to mingle and have small talk. And I hate having small talk. It's something that I hate. It takes so much effort and you have to think about what to say. But it is a skill set that is essential to know and how to build in your life, because you're going to need it. It's how you build relationships with other friends. It's how you make friends. It's how you make business relationships. It's how you act at any work position. It's small talk is the gateway to build a longer term and more substantial relationships. Understanding social dynamics is another big part of it. You'll never have the opportunity to learn in a playing ground as you would during these formative years, and I would take absolute full advantage of that. Everyone loves to ask, how do I talk to that girl or talk to that boy in that class? You build a little bit of rapport through small talk. You don't go up to someone confessing your love. I'm telling you from experience, don't do that. Don't. I swear to God, don't. I told you now. The next piece of advice that I would honestly give to other people, because this advice wholeheartedly worked for me. This might be a controversial opinion, but I think the earlier you figure out what you want to do or what you can tolerate doing in your early 20s is really important, especially in the market that we are in today. This notion of you have all the time in the world to figure out what you want to do with your life, I disagree. If you have goals and you are trying to break out of generational patterns of being in cycles of, I wouldn't say poverty, but if you've lived a certain way all your life and you're trying to build, you're trying to get out of that gap, the quicker that you're able to at least gain some money or get a job and earn some money and be able to sustain yourself, that's really important to set yourself up for any goal that you are trying to achieve. The reality is, regardless, you're gonna need a job, and in the competitive market we're in now, the earlier that you can start learning really useful skills today, it is going to help you in the future. Growing up, I did receive a lot of pressure of being successful, being someone that got good grades, someone that had their shit together, couldn't be a failure. And now, which is a common theme in a lot of Asian households, but the upside, we can discuss the negatives of that all day long, which are honestly there. But the upside of that is that it gave me a really good work ethic. I was really strong in being able to study. I was really strong in learning. And I would say take the time now to learn what you like, what you don't like. This is the time. When you go to college, if you end up switching your major a bazillion times, that actually costs you or your parent money. What can I tolerate? What can I do? Or what can I do that I won't hate? Because the truth is, most jobs, you're not going to enjoy them 80% of the time. But what can you put your head against and continue learning about, and makes what's enjoyable, and how can you ultimately use that to sustain yourself? Maybe you want to be a musician, but you're going to need a job to sustain that dream. Every dream and every project and every business is going to need capital. How are you going to make that happen? Because a lot of people go down this mindset of, oh, I have this dream, I need to fully commit to it, which I fully wholeheartedly support. But ultimately, every dream needs funding. So you might be in a place where you'll need a job. And it's better to use these young years to figure out something. And if you can't figure it out, learn to commit to something. This doesn't have to be the career that you do till your 40s. But you need to learn how to commit to something. You need to have something that's going to sustain you. Ultimately, I would tell myself, what can I tolerate that I don't hate? And also, I would look into what's relevant, right? AI wasn't a thing back then. But today, if I'm 16, 15 years old, I would try to learn about these technologies because they are the future. And the reason why I say that waiting too long to figure out what you want to do doesn't work, because we are living in an ultra competitive market where people that are able to market themselves and also learn skills that are really scarce are the ones that are gonna be able to sustain themselves. And fortunately for me, when I entered high school, my parents wanted me to basically be a doctor, and I was like, sure, I love to take on that challenge, I love to be successful, and went there. And my high school had majors, right? So I went into biomedical engineering, and I hated it. Oof, I hated it. I was crying on the lockers every single day because I was going through the ultimate of like, should I do what they're telling me to do, or should I do what I want to do? And I knew going in there that I wanted to be in business. I was really good at taking something as tiny and little and making it into something bigger. I knew my strength was being a visionary and in that sense. And then the way that I thought about it is, okay, my school offers majors. What is going to essentially help me in this dream or in this thing that I see myself in? So it was coding and it was graphic design, and I did that. And switching over to those majors, oh my god, all hell broke loose. That took so much courage to do. And part of what I'm saying is that learning how to have courage in these formative years and really think about what you want to do is going to be really important, because what you might want to do might not be what your parents want you to do, might not be what the peers think that you should be doing or what the popular answer is. But what you do need to do is figure out what's relevant, what's going to make you money, what's to sustain yourself. Your job does not have to be your dream. But if you have dreams, you're gonna need a job to fulfill them. My next piece of advice goes hand in hand. Just do things. For me at that time, I really wanted to try working out. I wanted to be in the gym, right? And I asked so many people, I asked so many friends, I asked so many people, hey, can you join me in the gym? None of them wanted to do it. But you know what? I did it alone. Do it alone. Do not wait for people. I think in high school, a big part of it is that you need friends and that you need groups and people to do things with. But no one wanted to go to the gym. It's not very exciting. But then everyone got into the gym, and now everyone is fitness influencer for life kind of vibe. But no one wanted to do it. But luckily, when I was in high school, our teachers trained us for everything. So I was in good hands. But girl, that life skill, I've never forgot how to do a hip thrust. I never forgot my squat form years later. I never forgot how to stretch. I now love going to work out. And the craziest thing is that a lot of adults struggle with going to the gym because it is intimidating. But because I personally took the time to learn how to do it, now it's easy for me. Now I don't feel any sort of way. And it's super easy to go to public gyms and things like that. So if someone doesn't want to do something and you really want to do it, do it. If you want to join the art class, do it. If you want to start a club, do it. There was an investing club in high school, right? And I went in there because I was interested in investing, and I was really interested in personal finance at that time, and I still am. And I went down that rabbit hole. I never forgot Investopedia Simulator. I was like down this rabbit hole. I went down the personal finance rabbit hole, and today, guess who knows how to manage their money? It is I. So the reason why I'm giving this example is that do not take your interest lightly. Lean into your interest, because it is not only going to help you figure out what you can commit to, so point number 2, but also it's going to make you into a person that can, this is what I like, this is what makes me unique, this is what makes me different, and this is your time to figure out what are those things. If you're really into swimming, join that swim team, do stuff, and it also will help you stand out from a crowd and be able to help you mingle a little bit better, because you're able to say, I'm good at this. Oh, and then you connect with other people that are minded that might be into that stuff as well. So try things. And if you fail, that's okay. No one's gonna remember, and everyone is allowed to fail, and that is so fine. But try things. The things that you think make you cringe today in high school are the things that are gonna make you different, stand out, and often successful in adulthood. So even if you face judgment, even then, it's all right, because honestly, learning to deal with people's judgment is a part of life. because people are gonna judge you no matter what stage of life you are in. And honestly, most people in high school, they're gonna forget. In college, they're gonna forget because they're also going through the same thing. I think a big part of it is people forget that everyone else is experiencing similar things as you. Just because it doesn't look like it from the outside doesn't mean people aren't going through their own internal things. And trust me when I say this, the things that make you cringe in high school and all those things, they're either gonna be a stepping stone for you to grow later down the line, or it's gonna be the things that make you successful. Everyone wants to be the same and wants to fit in, oftentimes, not even in high school, but in various group settings. But when you're different, that authenticity sets you apart. Do your thing, girl. Be different. If you like baking, learn how to bake. The last thing I wish I always tell myself, because I feel like I have a big problem with this, but it's never as serious as you think it is. I promise you. It's not as serious. It's not as deep. What do I mean by that? Because I hated hearing that when I was younger. Everything you're experiencing, it's not just you. That friendship that broke up, it's fine. That guy or whatever you're like, whatever, it's fine. Whatever is going on in your life, you are going through a natural process of learning and developing into an adult and a person that understands themselves a little bit better. When you think you're going through so many friendship breakups, that's a normal part of life that's happening in these pivotal times in your life, because people are going to move. People are going to go to different colleges and different places to work, and most friendships and relationships don't last. A lot of high school relationships, they ended the last day of high school. So if you're feeling like everything is devastating and everything is crazy, I promise you it's not. Correct, it's not. This is normal. This is a part of life. A lot of things are just, they're more fluid rather than rigid, and the more you hold on into things, the harder it will be for you to move on. And that was a hard pill for me to follow, because if I'm friends with someone and they're my best friend, you know what I mean. But a lot of times in life, things are not permanent. In high school and college are definitely not permanent parts of your life. And so instead of taking it as there's something wrong with you, I hope that in hindsight, or if you're going through this, you'll realize that it is a natural part of life, natural cycle of life. These people that you're hanging on to so much that when you become 20, 23, you might not even pick them for yourself. For example, I liked people that I would never pick today in high school. There's still time into experiencing and coming over to the other side of perspective, and in that moment during those years, I just couldn't see it. I was like, this is it. And it's like, I promise you it's not. Life is about cycles and things ebb and flow, and the more that you can stop, this is not even a high school lesson, this is a life lesson, the more that you can stop trying to control the strings of everything, the easier things actually will go. With that being said, I've been going down the nostalgia pipeline these days because I've been missing the free food from high school and college. No, college was not free. High school was free. I missed the free stuff from high school. And I think one of the things that I did do when I was in my third year, I was like, I can't wait until high school is over. And now here we are. We're getting old, and I am like, I can't wait. And I wish there were some things I really loved about it. So just have fun. It sounds super cliche, but I promise you, in hindsight, if you're going through this right now and you're going through this time in your life, I promise you it gets better. And make sure you subscribe, comment, and please share your high school experiences and what that time was like for you. Have you reflected? Have you grown? Or what you don't want to be is the person that peaked in high school, because that's not a good look. Anyway, girlies, this was Intellectual Baddies, where we talk about life and how we cope with it, and while doing our makeup. Please come over. You'll notice in every video I must adjust my hair over and over and over again. Sorry for that, but please make sure you subscribe, comment, and I hope most importantly you stay safe. Mwah.